You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Monday the 30th of June 2025 and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, and I hit a wall today. I don't know if it's because it was such a hot day or whatever reason. I got nothing done. I couldn't motivate myself to do any writing or anything like that. So I haven't done any, but so to round up for the month, that's a bit weak, but actually, if I look at what I've achieved this month, very, very happy. So I set myself a target of editing up to and including chapter 30 of Empress of the Trees. I did up to the end of chapter 20 by the end of the previous month. And actually, I got up to chapter 36 done. So I set myself a goal of 10 chapters and I edited 16. That's the good news. The bad news is I'm almost willfully ignoring the other things I need to do, which is put together submissions package for Still Life, and you know, ready to start sending it to agents. And I haven't also sent English Hikikomori off to anybody else. So yeah, I need to find a way of. This podcast has got me very good at getting the writing done, but I need to find a way of motivating myself to do the ancillary stuff, but that hasn't happened today. Anyway, I'm going to mull over what my July targets are, and I shall set myself those targets tomorrow on tomorrow's show. So what have I done today? Well, I've actually watched quite a lot of Glastonbury stuff on iPlayer, BBC iPlayer. I think nearly all of the concerts and sets are on there. How long they'll be on there for, I don't know, but I'm imagining a few days more, hopefully. Today I watched the Scissor Sisters set, which I really enjoyed. I can't believe it's the 20th anniversary of their first album, the self-titled album Scissor Sisters. But it is actually being re-released on vinyl and CD and all the other different mediums. But I am buying it on vinyl because although I own it on CD, I don't own it on vinyl. So when it gets released, I shall have a vinyl copy of Scissor Sisters by Scissor Sisters. So I really enjoyed that. I also watched the Olivia Rodrigo set, which was a hell of a lot better than I thought it would be, actually. I'd forgotten how many good songs she's done. She's only released 2 albums, both of which I've got, and neither of which I've sat down and actually listened to. I know I've probably heard the majority of the tracks on them. Oh, well, I definitely have, because I mean, one of the lovely things, I found a website that tells you about set lists, and because basically I wanted to know what songs were on the set list of Olivia Rodrigo. And what they also do on this website is it tells you which albums the songs came from, or if they're cover versions or whatever. And she did 20 tracks in total, 9 from each album, and I can't imagine there's many more than 10 tracks. So she's basically done the 2 albums, but there's some great stuff on there. I think Vampire was my favourite song last year, the year before. Driver's License is also a spectacular song. Deja Vu's very good. There's a lot of very, very, very good stuff on there. I think she's a really talented singer. And she's one of the few... So I've got this theory that... obviously, I used to talk about British music quite a lot. I still do to a degree, but I don't compile the charts anymore because it just became a bit of a... It started off as a labour of love and it became a chore, so I stopped doing it. But I think Olivia Rodrigo is one of those artists that would have broken through here anyway, even if the British music scene was stronger. I think there's some that probably wouldn't have done, but I think she would have done. And what was also really nice was she actually did 2 songs with Robert Smith. So she's a huge fan of The Cure, apparently. You know, there's been pictures of her when she was younger wearing the Cure T-shirts and stuff. And she did 2 Cure songs with Robert Smith, and I'm not a huge Cure fan. I recognise Friday I'm in Love, and there was another. So that was really good. Talking of weird collaborations, Kaiser Chiefs had Peter Capaldi doing a song with them. Again, it's one of their famous ones, but I'm not a huge Kaiser Chiefs fan, so I can't remember what it's called. I didn't watch the whole set, I just watched that individual song. I think I mentioned the other day, I watched the Olivia Rodrigo set. I'm going to do the Pulp one tomorrow, I think, because that was apparently very, very good. So yeah, and I'm also thinking of doing some of the. There's a couple of other British artists. I'm struggling to remember his name now. Guy from Luton, and I feel really bad that I can't remember it, but I know he's got something in the charts at the moment. So I shall quickly whip onto my phone and get my top 40 out and find out his name. His name is here somewhere. Miles Smith, and he's done 3 songs that have charted in the last year or so, and he did one of the smaller sets, a 45-minute set. There's a British artist called Biba Doobie, who I've enjoyed a couple of her songs, and I did listen. She's only got one album out, and I did listen to it. So yeah, so I'm going to be spending the next couple of days, as well as trying to get some writing done, hopefully, watching some more Glastonbury stuff. I went on about how good Ray's set was the other day. And the only other thing I've done is I've got Sky Movies, and I've had it for nearly 18 months now, and I haven't watched that many movies on it. So I forced myself to watch a movie, and I'm watching Taxi Driver, which is a 1976 Martin Scorsese film starring Robert De Niro. Yes, I should have seen it by now. No, I haven't. I'm quite shocked by some of the stuff that's in it, actually. So you've got Jodie Foster playing a 12-year-old prostitute, which just... I don't think you could even put that into a movie now. It's quite shocking. It's an interesting movie. I'm not sure if I like it. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I suddenly thought, it's 20 to 8 and I haven't recorded the podcast yet. So I'm going to do that. I'm now going to watch the end of the last half hour of Taxi Driver. Anyway, thank you for listening. Take care. Hopefully tomorrow will be more productive. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.